Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we're going to do a playthrough of DC deck building game Rebirth. So this is a new DC deck building game. They've had a ton of those DC deck builders out. It was a competitive game that then they added in these co-op variants, and it was not one of my favorites. I'll just put it that way. I bought it and I ended up selling it. But they came out with this new Rebirth one that's fully made cooperative on the get-go, and I'm really enjoying it, you guys. This is definitely a step up to the point where I almost prefer this over Legendary Marvel. Well, I think I'm going to say yes to that because I'm going to keep this. I don't even have Legendary Marvel anymore. So I really like what they did with this game. They added assist cards. They have locations. You're going to be moving around on the table. Yeah. So anyways, I'm really excited to show you guys this. Let's get it set up and we'll play the first scenario. Oh, and that is something to say. There are 8 scenarios in this game. There is a little bit of a campaign aspect, so don't worry. When I'm doing the playthrough, we're only going to be doing the first scenario, and there's nothing that's going to be spoiled story-wise. And at the end of it, I just won't show you the story where we're moving to the next step. We just won't look at that, okay? All right, without further ado, let's jump in. The first step for setting up is grabbing the threat track. Now, there are 2 sides of the threat track, a competitive and a cooperative. First time I played it, totally put it on the competitive side, so make sure to watch that. It's blue, okay? You also have a threat track level that you'll need to have out on the board. Every time a supervillain comes out, this will move up, and then when it gets to the top, we have 3 rounds to defeat that 5th supervillain or we lose the game. So that's how this scenario will work. And each one of these will have an ability, which we'll go through when we jump into the playthrough. You'll then want to grab the scenario pack that you're doing. So we're doing the number 1 scenario. You'll open it up. Make sure not to look at the card on the back side of this. So I don't know what this card is behind here. I may never know. I don't know when I reveal it, honestly. But this does give us certain items that we need to know. So this tells us what locations we're going to use. The threat track, if there's any changes, if you're playing 1 or 2 player. I'm actually going to play 3 player because I have 3 heroes that I want to play as, so I'm going to play as them. It tells you the main deck. You're going to add 2 supervillains to stacks 2 through 5, and you'll see what that means. And then when you beat scenario 1, gain your character signature card number 1, and there's rules on that, which I'll let you explore on your own. This specific scenario uses 5 different locations. I think all of them will. Honestly, I don't know if maybe they'll add more or have less than other ones, but most of them will have 5 scenarios or 5 locations. These locations are actually dual-sided, so there's a B side and an A side. The A side will give you a specific ability that you can do. So like in the Batcave, you can pay 4 move and you can destroy a card in hand. That's really cool. But in this scenario, we're using the B side. When you use the B side, it'll have a specific basic set of cards that you'll put on there. And if you're at that location, you can recruit them or purchase them. So we'll have the Bat Cycle cards, and these Bat Cycle cards cost 3. If you are playing competitive, that's telling you your victory points, and then it gives you an ability to either choose 1, move 2, or +2 power. So unlike the legendary deck builder, this one there's only 1 currency, power. Power is going to be used to purchase and to attack, but there's now move as well. So that move lets you move across the board. Our next location we have is City Hall. This one will just place the basic flight stack. This is an assist card, and you'll see how that works during the playthrough, but you can play assist cards on other people's turns, or you can use it even on your own turn for yourself. It has a range and then an ability, so +1 power, and then place that character on any space. We also will have the police station, and we will have the Bat Signal card, +1 power. Put a hero from your discard pile on top of your deck. If there's a supervillain in the lineup, put it into your hand instead. That's kind of cool. So those 3 locations were on the B side. The final 2 will be on the A side. So the Daily Planet here has discard a card, reveal the top card of your deck, you may discard it. Just kind of helps you dig through your deck. And Arkham Asylum here, you can pay 2 power to move a target villain 1 space towards this space. So villains are going to come out and they're going to have a space that they want to move towards. If they get there, they're going to attack that location every round. So a lot of what you're going to be doing is manipulating the villains on the board and then trying to defeat them. So this is a nice ability. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 5 locations. I'm going to randomly shuffle them up and place them on the board to go in around the threat track. So here we have our locations all set up. The police precinct is right next to the city hall, which is next to the Batcave, the Daily Planet, and then the Arkham Asylum. Now to help us to know which one is which, we start with these little destination tokens, and they'll help us just keep track because the villain and supervillain cards will say trying to move to destination 3. So we'll know destination 3 then is the Batcave. So you'll place these here like so. Now we're going to set up our main deck. So in this game, every round you're going to draw the top card of this main deck and place it out on the board. A lot of these are going to be helpful cards. It's like this one's a superpower. We can use 5 power. This will go into our deck, and then later on it'll give us +2 power. Pretty cool. But then there'll be times when villains come out. So here we have a villain. This villain is trying to get to destination 1, and whenever it activates and it's your turn, and it's on your space, it will attack you. So this guy, it says here, for major disaster, you may only play 1 move card from your hand during your turn. Ugh. It takes 5 to defeat him, and then when you defeat him, he gives you a reward. So the first thing you want to do is separate this out into 5 stacks. When you do this, 4 out of the 5 stacks will have the same amount of cards. The final one will have 1 less, just so you know. Then what you're going to do is you have 8 supervillain cards, okay? These guys, when they come out, they immediately attack everybody that's playing the game, and you're going to increase your threat track. So we were told by the scenario to randomly shuffle in 2 supervillains in stacks 2 through 5. So I'll shuffle them in here, and then this one is here, this one is here, this one is here, this one is here, and these final 2 are here. So now what I'll do is I'll shuffle each of these stacks individually. This is the 5th stack, so I'll shuffle that, then I'll shuffle this one and put this one on top of here, and so on and so forth, so you have 1 stack for your main stack of cards. We'll have villains, we'll have supervillains, and we'll have equipment, superpowers, allies, all of that in this one deck. After we've completed that, we're going to set up the lineup. Now, this is really interesting. This is the part of the game that I'm really enjoying a lot, is we're going to actually create another 5 spaces on the board, and we're going to place cards out in between the locations. And those are other locations that we can move to. We'll place 1 card here. We've got the Batmobile. 1 card here. We've got Dr. Fate. 1 card here. We've got Shields Up. 1 card here, we've got Wonder Woman, heck yeah. And 1 card here, we've got Zodiac Crystals. So now when we're moving across the board, if I want to move from the Daily Planet over to Arkham Asylum, I actually have to take 2 move. 1, 2. And if I want to buy Wonder Woman, I have to go here and actually be in this location to buy it. That's really cool. So I actually have a total of 10 locations that I can go. 8 of them have cards for me to purchase. Finally, we will have weakness cards. These are just 0 cost. They don't give you anything. If you're playing competitively, they actually give you -1 victory point. You're just going to have those off to the side because some villains and supervillains will put those into your deck. Now for the fun part. Let's pick our heroes. So here are all the heroes that come in Rebirth. There's a bunch. We've got Superman. We've got Jessica Cruz. We got the Flash, Wonder Woman. So the 3 I'm going to play, I love the Flash, and Batman's ability is so cool. And then I have to play Wonder Woman because my sister's favorite, absolute favorite hero of all time is Wonder Woman. So I've got to play these 3. So these are the 3 we're going to use. Each hero will have their own special ability. So for Wonder Woman, the second time you play an assist card during each player's turn, target player draws a card. And whenever it says target player, it can be any player on the board. There is no worry about range. That is something different when you see an assist card. All assist cards have range, so you can only use assist cards when you're within the range that it says on the card. Next, we have Batman. Each time you avoid an attack or defeat a villain, target player reveals the top card of their deck and they may destroy it. Great way to just pare down your deck and get yourself stronger. And you can help other people do that because it's a target player, so it can be anyone. Finally, the coolest superhero of all time, the Flash. At the start of each of your turns, you automatically get a move 2. Great. And then you can just pay 5 move, and a target player, including yourself, can just draw a card. I love that. Because we're in that first scenario, we're going to start off with an absolute basic deck. We will have 6 of these punch cards, 3 of the run cards, and 1 helping hand. And you can see this helping hand has an assist, range 0. So that means someone has to be in your space in order for you to play the assist card. and then that target player may move their character one space. Kind of cool. And it says target player. So I could assist somebody, but we can choose a different person because it says target player. Yeah, anyways, I think it's cool how they did that. As we see also with this scenario, once we defeat the first scenario, you're going to get a signature card. So you're going to have more ways to feel more unique. I'm just showing you that first scenario. We've now shuffled up our decks. We've drawn our first starting hand of 5. We do have standees in this game because we are going to be moving around on the board. You start actually off of the board, and then when you start your turn, you can choose where you want to start, which is really nice because you can decide, okay, what card am I trying to go for? And you can also go, hey, I've got a helping hand. So if I come in here, I can assist somebody, stuff like that. And you guys, I'm absolutely terrible. I almost forgot to read you the story. So we've got Proving Grounds, Scenario 1. Hey, that's another game that I want to show you guys. Story. The gang's all together and needs to learn to function as a team. The Justice League's greatest foes have come to town to see if you are truly the world's greatest heroes. Can you defeat 5 supervillains before time runs out? Place the secret card face down next to the threat track. Here's the secret card. I'm just going to place it off screen because I don't have enough room. But yeah, it'll be around. If I have to reveal it, I'll make sure to let you guys know. And if you don't want any spoilers, you can stop watching. And that, my friends, is the setup for DC deck building game Rebirth. I hope you guys are excited. It is really cooperative. It's so fun actually moving around on the board and then trying to complete or purchase cards and then defeat villains. Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm excited to show you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the playthrough.